RFK on TYT. What's up?
All right, joining me now, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., presidential candidate, independent, and doing really well, ranging from 10 to 15 points, which is gigantic for a third-party candidate. Bobby, welcome.
I wouldn't put too much of a stake in that.
A lot of people have been talking about, oh, the worm that was the parasite in your brain, etc. But that wasn't a recent thing, was it, Bobby? That was from a while back. And so tell me about how a story like that comes up at a moment like this.
That was something that happened to me almost 15 years ago. So, but a lot of people thought that I had actually made an announcement that I have a worm in my brain.
Yeah.
No, he made the announcement afterwards, like, I could have 50 worms in my brain and still beat both Biden and Trump in a debate, which I don't believe.
To all of the sturm and drang around that people have the same parasite.
I'm sorry, I can't listen to this. I'm gonna have to tap out. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's like rough for me too. That's the problem with covering any like RFK Jr. content. It's why I didn't go over his full like when he did that like mini doc like press release here, like come down and talk to me, sit with me. He's genuinely like agonizing to listen to. Yeah, it's horrible. It's 90 minutes. It will be torture. Very presumptuous of you, BJL, that I'm going to listen to the entire thing. It's really difficult to listen to. Can you lower the sound? I can, but you still have to hear him.
What we try to do is we look at it and go, okay, but why is it coming up now, right? And would it come up against any normal candidate that's a Democrat or Republican, or is this a thing that they do to outsiders where they go and dig and dig and dig and try?
My dude, if the media found out that Joe Biden had a literal fucking brainworm, they would be on that like flies on shit. Same with Trump. Like, not really like a targeting the third party kind of thing here.
They won't let me on to do live interviews, with one exception,
I wonder why.
Which was Aaron Burnett. And I think
you would really think somebody with a voice like his would make an effort to try to speak in a very like short, perfunctory way and not ramble. You know, he could come across as a little bit more purposeful if he did that. I feel like it's really to his benefit that he doesn't get let on for TV interviews, because then people hear his fucking voice, and that's not even a joke. I actually mean it. Like, what the hell?
Well, you know, I got in the Deseret News in a poll this week that has me tied at 20% with Biden. And
overall,
like this is what I mean about polls, man. It's fucking psycho shit. It's like he has name recognition. That's it. Nobody talks about RFK Jr. in any context outside of this. Equal to Biden? Like it's going to be a three-way race? It's insane. He's rambling. He's rambling and it's unpleasant to listen to. I'm going to skip ahead.
The Rockefellers, the Mellons.
Oh, okay. Right away. Right away. The Rockefellers. Okay. Right away.
Sat on these interlocking boards for all these big trusts, the sugar trust, the oil trust, the rail trust, etc. And they controlled politics in this country. This was before the direct election of senators.
Honestly, Vaush, I regret emailing you about this. Guys, what state do we have to be in for BJL to say he regrets me doing a TYT segment? That's crazy, folks. That's crazy.
At what point do you draw a line, Bobby, and go, God damn it, that's enough. Stop killing them.
I would draw the line when Hamas lays down its weapons and says,
so if Hamas doesn't lay down,
that's not the line. The question was, what line would Israel have to cross for you to want them to lay off the Gaza Strip? That's not the line. So you're saying then that Israel could do literally anything because the line isn't for them. The line is for someone else. Like Israel's feeding Palestinian babies into a blender and the blood spraying everywhere. And you're like, okay, my line is for this other person to stop doing a different thing. Okay. Ken the Allen Cook, I'm going to need you to reevaluate your chat strategy. I actually don't need to be added at every thought that crosses your mind. Just letting you know. This is all from today, by the way. Sorry, Vaush. Okay, that thought I'll allow you to share with me. Isn't it crazy how even when they try to ration out an argument, every Zionist is like, okay, but it's okay to kill Palestinians because of Hamas? Like, they can never navigate their way around that. It's always like all their comparisons and arguments boil down to like, collective punishment every single time. It's always like, okay, well, if you didn't want Israel killing civilians, then maybe the non-civilians shouldn't have done the thing. And they always fall into it every single time.
But Palestinians, there are 1.3 or 2.3 million Palestinians in Israel. It's 17% of the population. And they have all the rights of anybody else in Israel.
For one, no, they literally don't. And for two, we are talking about the Gaza Strip. We're talking about the Gaza Strip. They objectively, that's not true. There's like barricades, their water rights are stripped. Like, what are you talking about? What world does this man live in? This guy's like a hyper-Zionist. The crazy thing to me, though, is the fact that based on his general crankery, you would expect him to be very anti-Israel. Like, because RFK Jr. is almost certainly an anti-Semite, which makes me wonder if this is more of that like Christian doomsday prophecy thing. I don't know what motivates this man's like Zionist tendencies. I don't know what the underlying mechanism is, what his thought process is for it. He's a Kennedy, that's why. I know there's like inertia there, but yeah, but like I said, Wet Espen, we're talking about the Gaza Strip. Like, we're talking specifically about the 2 million people in the Gaza Strip. You're not giving an answer if you're like, no, Israel isn't an apartheid state. They only enforce apartheid in the West Bank and in Gaza, where millions of Palestinians live with objectively fewer rights than like resident Jewish Israelis. But in like the main body of Israel, they have the same rights, except again, they kind of don't. It's like not, it's still not exactly. Also, yeah, East Jerusalem, not exactly, you know.
1922, 1937, 1947, 1973, 1967, 1973. Each time they were offered, Israel offered them, the United Nations offered them, the League of Nations.
Remember how I've said before that like basically every time the only reason the history gets dove into by Zionists is because they're trying to construct a pretext where they can argue that collective punishment is justified as long as you like you point to enough points in time where like the Palestinian rep did the wrong thing, you know? Like, if we can just chain together enough, like whether it's real or imagined, whether it's substantial or insubstantial, it doesn't matter. As long as we can point to enough instances of what we perceive to be moral righteousness on Israel's part relative to the Palestinians, then that means that the like baby mulching with bombs can continue.
Our addiction to war is creating BRICS, the emerging, you know, the end of the dollar as the world reserve currency, and the world trade currency, and the world safe haven, which is going to be.
What's going to replace the dollar as the global reserve currency? The fucking ruble? What are you talking about? Dude, BRICS? Every party got the people who fucking hate each other. China and India? Are you fucking kidding me? South Africa is an American ally. So is Brazil right now? You fucking kidding me? Brazilian real? Yeah, I guess so. Like, fuck it. Why? Yeah, sure. Global reserve currency. Stupid ass fucking campus conspiracy take. The yuan? Yeah, they're so close to that.
The Chinese have a base and a half abroad. The Russians have one base. We have 800. And each one is looking for a fist fight.
No? We don't put down military bases as like an advance to threaten the region. We usually do it because they're part of security and economic alliances with the nations we put those bases in. They want those bases there. Having a U.S. base in your country is like a great, you know, like it's held as like a show of stability and investment because you have the most powerful nation in the world, like there, you know? It's not. They're not looking for a fight. I mean, sometimes, but that's kind of a contextual thing.
Because no other president ever goes in and tells us what actually happened. So,
yeah, I'm going to have transparency.
Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys.
I don't know if there's UFOs or not, you know.
Okay, that's enough.